Hello, welcome to Active Bryant Systems, Master Chek Practitioner, Level 5 Certified and Personal Fitness Trainer in London, specialising in back pain and sports performance. So this video is all about your website. Now, I have looked at many personal trainer websites and it's one of my bugbears where so many personal trainers get it completely wrong. So the first big mistake personal trainers make is that they don't have enough pages on their website. So what I mean by that is that if you don't have at least 200 pages on your website, no one will find it. You have to remember that people don't click past page 2 in Google. So if they're not clicking past page 2 in Google and you're page 4, 5 or 6, you're never going to be found. So that means your profit that you're making with your personal training client is all going into your website to try and get Google ranking. Now, the way to get around Google ranking or to get good Google ranking is by doing regular blogs. They're saying a minimum of 3 a week, which I think for a busy PT is a lot of work, 3 blogs a week. You know what I mean? So I'd reduce it down to 1. Or sometimes when I'm busy, when I'm not so busy, I'll do 3, and when I'm really busy, I'll do 1, or I'll miss that week and do 1 the following week. Okay. Remembering that when you're doing a blog, you need to put your keyword in and the location. If you don't put the location, nobody will find it. Does that make sense? So Google reads all this stuff now, but Google only wants good stuff that's not copied by anybody else. So let's say you went to my website and you had a look at my 118 blogs and you decided to copy and paste and put it on your website. You'll be penalised automatically. And I can find where people have copied my stuff and send it to Google, report you to Google, then they drop you down 27 pages in Google for your key search terms so you never get found, because Google doesn't like that at all. So it's really important for you to have relevant, new, great information to put out to the public. And then you'll go page 1, number 1 or number 10 or number 20, but you'll still be page 1. Does that make sense? So I see a lot of personal trainers, this is a good idea and a bad idea. I'm still debating on whether you should put your price on your website. Now, if you don't have your price on your website and you're not open, transparent about it, the bigger percentage of customers will bounce. They won't contact you. So that means you've lost a genuine lead. Then on top of that, if you don't have your price on your website, Google doesn't really like that neither, whereas all other businesses do. And the other thing with not having price on your website is that you're not setting a standard. So let's say I'm 135 an hour going up to £200 an hour and my cheapest hourly rate is 95. So I'm setting a certain standard. Does that make sense? But many will argue if you do not have price on your website, you'll get more inquiries. But I'm yet to be proved by that. Then on top of not having your price on your website, how much time do you want to spend sending emails and taking calls from people that are just cold calling you just to find out your website price, or your website price, sorry. So it's a bit of a catch-22 type thing to be in. Does that make sense? I must admit, since having my price on my website, the time wasters have completely disappeared virtually, you know? The next thing that you must do with your Google website is to make it super fast. If your Google website speed is super slow, no one will find you because Google won't rank you. Okay? The other thing that I see is not enough information on home pages or individual pages. So you used to be able to do a 300-word blog and that was enough. Google was happy with that. But now they want more. Okay, so they're upping the stakes and making it a little bit harder. Should you add a video to your website or not? If you've got a really fast server and it doesn't affect your website speed, then yes, have a video on your website because it's where you greet and meet your clients. They see you talking and they're making up their mind whether they want to contact you about your services and what you do. Does that make sense? The next thing is imagery. You can't use iStock and all that type of imagery anymore. Google don't like it, and Google is the biggest search engine in the world. So really you want to make sure that you're really high on that search engine. Does that make sense? If your website is just there somewhere to send your clients with your business card and it's not making any money, then you're a complete idiot in my opinion. Because if your website is not making you a couple of £1,000 a year or week or month, if it's not making you any money, then it's a complete failure. Does that make sense? So I wouldn't count you giving a business card, somebody goes to the website, then they call you, as making money from your website. I would call they're going into the search engine, searching for you, or searching that certain keyword, and then they contact you for personal training or whatever service you're offering. Then that's really good. So really, on average, your website should be making you maybe £10,000-20,000 a year. If it's not, you're doing something completely wrong. The competition to be page one in Google is very, very fierce. And a Google ad could cost you £4 or £5 a click, or £3 a click. But that £3 doesn't mean that you're going to get a call or an inquiry. So it's a bit of a gamble. So you need to get somebody professionally to do your Google AdWords, then try and do it yourself. But this is all cost again, okay? Remember, if you're in the gym and you're walking the gym floor and you're getting clients from there and you don't have any website, then people can't find you again. And then on top of that, you're losing leads from where somebody might land on your website to do with your gym that you're working at. Look at it and like, oh, I like this guy. I haven't spoken to him yet. I've seen him busy, but I'm going to give him a call because they've looked at your website. Does that make sense? And I noticed a lot of trainers, not enough blogs, 3 or 4 pages, and not interacting with their clients, asking them certain questions. Does that make sense? So when you ask them certain questions like, do you have back pain? Have you had it for years? Yes, I have had back pain. I have had it for years and I'm pissed off of it. So I'm going to contact Scott. So I want to get out of back pain. Does that make sense? So site speed is important. Visuals is important. I try to make only 3 different colours on my website. Too many just makes the brain go all over the place. And remember, you must go from left to right and down. So if you put any information on there, like if you look at my website, you contact me in the right, not the left. Because people don't go with their eyes when they're looking from right to left. They go from left to right. Does that make sense? And the same as putting linkage on your website is really important, linking to different topics and posts. And it can be your competition that you can link to if they're up for that, or you can link to official bodies like the Diabetes Association if you're going to work with diabetic clients. Does that make sense? The other thing with websites is that you need to make sure you've got a great web guy. And trying to find a great web guy is like fucking a needle in a haystack. I've probably had 8-9 web guys that I've had to sack and get rid of because they can all talk, but they can't walk the walk. So they can design you a snazzy looking website, but does that snazzy looking website bring you in 6 leads a month or 1 lead a week? If it's not, then there's something going wrong with the website. Does that make sense? Or the traffic that you're bringing in. And obviously now we need to do Google Ad, we need to do Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. You have to do all that because that all gives you ranking in Google again. But again, it's all time consuming. So it's part of my business model to do that, as well as PT clients, as well as read, as well as study, as well as look after myself and look after my home. So it's all part of what I do, and that's what you need to do. Make it part of your life. Just a bit of green tea. So when you do this, when you make it part of your habit, it becomes easier and easier and not so hard to do. The same with me doing videos. It's just part of my daily process to do videos, because I know a bigger percentage of people are visual learners or visual when they're looking for a PT. And remember that on your website and on your YouTube channel or wherever you're posting, keywords is really important. If the keywords are not in the right place, you won't get the views that you're hoping to get. Does that make sense? And just because you get a view doesn't mean you're going to get a new client. And the same as if you get an inquiry, it doesn't mean you're going to get a new client. So you need to make sure that you have a vetting process and you have your portfolio, which I've got, which I show to my clients, which seems to work near on 100%, you know. When I'm put in front of a client, I sell with love. I don't sell with pressure. I don't sell with, you need to sign up now. I always give them the option of, you know, have a good think. This is a deep system. It's going to take time. And you might be with me for weeks, not months. Or you might be with me for months, not weeks. That's what I mean. Or a year. So it depends on what's going on with the Chek level 5 stuff that I do with clients. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on websites and what you need to do. If you've got any questions, please post below. Please share, please like, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. And thank you very much for listening to me. Speak to you soon. Do you like my t-shirt? It's organic. Bye.